How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Supreme Tennis, where today we're going to be talking about the double-handed backhand. And I decided to make this one because a lot of my clients struggle to get power with a two-hander. And as a single-hander myself, I understand how challenging this is when I try and hit my backhands with two hands. Initially, I just wasn't able to get that acceleration as easily. But stay tuned until the end of the video. Apply these tips and this will no longer be an issue, I promise you. As always, hit subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell to make sure you are always one of the first to view our videos here at Supreme Tennis. So the double-hander, why is it so difficult for some to create racket head speed? Why do so many struggle to get that power? Well, with the one-hander on the other hand, it's biomechanically easier to release the arms, the shoulders and the hips into the forward swing. There's nothing holding you back from unleashing, if you like, and getting that maximum rotation. With the double-hander, the fact that you have your top hand on the racket as well makes this a bit more challenging. That's not to say that you can't get as much power. That's not to say that your backhand can't be a weapon. In fact, if you apply these tips correctly, you will start to hit more winners with this shot. And the first thing we're going to discuss to achieve this is torque. And what is torque? Well, it's a twisting force that causes rotation. If we can maximize this in terms of our tennis strokes, we can increase the speed in which we rotate our bodies through contact, as well as the amount of rotation. So in order to do this, you need to synchronize your take back with the step. So take a look here and notice how these things happen at the same time. If both of these things do happen at the same time, you will feel as if you're winding your body up. You will feel a sense of coiling the hips, and this will help you unload more aggressively into the ball. Now, the contradiction some of you might ask is, why does my coach ask me to prepare my swing early? Why am I encouraged to turn my upper body before I've even moved my feet? And that isn't wrong at all. Often if you prepare late, you will make contact late. The important thing to note when people say prepare early, they mean up to this point. If you fully turn without doing the step in unison, you will not feel that twisting motion. You will not feel that build up of energy. And that's why many of us struggle to get the power on the double hander. So from this point, continue to turn your upper body while stepping in at the same time. And I also want you to be fully aware that this is the same with an open stance backhand too. The moment you take that last step out with the lead foot, your unit turn should be happening at the same time. So if you're struggling with pace on the double hander, get out there, hit a few backhands and think about whether or not you are getting enough torque. And there are of course some exceptions to this concept. For example, when you're off balance or in a position where you're forced to take a ball very early, let's say. And in some of these scenarios, to get power, it's sometimes to do with other technical things. But I would go as far as saying that you can apply this idea of synchronizing the take back with the step on pretty much 80 to 90% of the backhands you hit. And also just bear in mind, this same concept can be applied on your forehands as well. So moving on to tip number 2, which addresses a very common mistake that I see with a number of recreational players and even advanced players, and that is keeping everything too tight and too close to the body throughout the swing. And to make more sense of this, just try some shadow swings on the backhand whenever you get a chance. Swing as fast as you can, whereby your elbows are pinned to your hips. You will feel very restricted and very limited in terms of the speed in which you're able to unload into the shot. And compare that to swinging again, but this time with your elbows away from your body. Create a bit of distance and you will feel so much more freedom of swing when you accelerate. And again, this allows you to hit through contact more aggressively. So remember not to be too close, trying to keep things too tight, but create space, create distance, and you'll be able to generate much more power this way. Tip number 3 is to do with your legs, and more specifically the back leg and foot. Watch a few more of these double-handed backhands here and look at the back leg in particular. So you can see how when that back knee rotates around 90 degrees, the heel starts to come up off the ground, and that allows you to keep your weight forwards and on that lead foot. Now that knee turn is a great trigger for rotation. And the mistake I often see is when players wrap the finish around their body and over their shoulder, but they do not rotate the upper body through in the acceleration phase. And if you just think about turning that knee, you'll find that actually you don't have to do very much to get everything else to turn through with it. Like I said, it kind of triggers everything to come through naturally. So look again here and see how just by doing that, it brings everything to contact. Now the last tip I want you guys to apply to your double-handed backhands to get more power and make this more of a weapon in your matches is to get good weight through the shot. And good weight transfer means leaning into that shot more. And there's a very quick fix you can do if you're one of those players that tends to lean back a bit and send too much force in the wrong direction, as opposed to forwards and into the ball. And I want you to have this idea of pressing your lead shoulder against the wall. And think as your racket goes back, your shoulder must go forwards. And like the first tip, this too is a synchronized sort of movement. So think synchronize the racket going back with the lead shoulder going forwards. Those two things have to kind of happen at the same time. And this will allow you to get on that front foot and enable more weight going into the shot. So just a quick summary now to close out, and remember to apply torque to coil your hips and feel as if you're winding up your body to allow for maximum acceleration. Secondly, do not keep your arms close to your body throughout the whole stroke. The tighter you keep things, the less freedom of swing you have. Moving on, we then discuss how turning the knee is a great way to engage rotation of the upper body and bring you to contact more naturally. Lastly, try to press that lead shoulder against the wall. So it's racket back, shoulder forwards, and this will help you get good weight through the shot. And we're going to wrap this video up now, guys, and yeah, hope you enjoyed the content. Throw a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you in the next video.